Not see you, sir. If possible, can you please turn on your camera?
Madam, the internet bandwidth is pretty less over here.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
It will see. Basically, my voice is supposed to be as clear as possible, along with the PPT slides, which I am
Okay,
trying to manage it.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So, in continuation with the previous presentation, we will look at the research challenges in terms of uh, cloud or fog computing and Internet of Things. So this would be the agenda of presentation for the day now. Cloud computing, challenges of cloud of things, then actually what gave rise to fog computing, what are the characteristics of fog, challenges of fog with IoT, open issues of fog with IoT. So basically, cloud computing is a on-demand availability of computer system resources like data, storage, computing without direct active management by the user. The classic centralized cloud computing paradigm basically faces several challenges like high latency, low capacity, and network failure. Basically, IoT is characterized by limited computation in terms of processing power and storage. As you would all understand that IoT is at the physical layer predominantly dominated by sensors and embedded systems, which cannot have high storage capacity or processing power. So it suffers from issues such as performance, security, privacy, and reliability. So in order to supplement or to overcome these demerits of IoT, they try to combine cloud with IoT called as cloud of things. The cloud of things, that is COT basically, is the integration of IoT with cloud. COT basically simplifies the flow of IoT data gathering and processing and provides quick, low-cost installation and integration for complex data processing and deployment. Some of the challenges basically that centralized cloud, that in cloud of things provides is it cannot support time sensitive operations. It is inefficient in terms of computation, inefficient in terms of bandwidth utilization, high latency, expensive in terms of resource utilization. In order to support each of this claim, first is inefficient in terms of computation. See, if I have array of million sensors which tends to record data, and I just need to store the average of all this data instead of actually trying to send all this data to the cloud and compute it. Can I try computing it at the node itself? I can try doing that provided my node is able to do that computation. But if you plan to actually send all the data to the cloud, one is the amount of bandwidth that you will be utilizing is pretty high. And because you would be sending all the data all the way to the cloud and then perform the operation over there, then the latency is also relatively higher. Hence, bandwidth computation in both sense and also time, uh, cloud of things is relatively very expensive in nature. So in order to overcome these challenges and drawbacks, the technology called as fog computing was proposed. Cisco coined the term fog computing. Fog computing basically provides services to IoT users such as data processing and storage. The purpose of fog computing in the IoT is to improve efficiency, performance, and reduce the amount of data transferred to the cloud for processing, analysis, and storage. The data collected by sensors will be sent to network edge devices for processing and temporary storage instead of sending them into the cloud, thus reducing network traffic and latency. The integration of fog computing with the IoT basically is called as fog as a service, where a service provider builds an array of fog nodes across its geographical footprint and acts as a landlord to many tenants from many vertical markets. So effectively, fog computing can be a very alternative solution for IoT applications where operations are time sensitive or internet connectivity is very poor. So as a definition for fog computing is a paradigm with limited capabilities such as computing, storage, and networking services in a distributed manner between different end devices and classic cloud computing. Basically, it provides a good solution for IoT applications that are latency sensitive. Fog computing is also a geographically distributed computing architecture with a resource pool which consists of one or more ubiquitously connected heterogeneous devices at the edge of network and not exclusively seamlessly backed by cloud services to collaboratively provide elastic computation, storage, and communication in isolated environments in a large scale of clients in proximity. It is also a scenario where a huge number of heterogeneous, ubiquitous, and decentralized devices communicate and potentially cooperate among them, and with the network to perform storage and processing tasks without the intervention of third parties. Fog computing basically acts as an intermediary between the cloud and end devices, which brings processing, storage, and network services closer to the end devices themselves. These are some of the characteristics of fog computing, that is location awareness and low latency. Basically, fog computing supports location awareness in which fog nodes can be deployed in different locations. As the fog is closer to end devices, it provides lower latency when processing the data of end devices. Geographical distribution. The services and applications provided by the fog are distributed and can be deployed basically anywhere. By scalability, what it means is large scale sensor networks which monitor the surrounding environment can be supported in fog compared to that of cloud. The fog provides distributed computing and storage resources which can work with such large scale end devices. By the characteristic of support for mobility, it is one of the important aspects of fog applications to be able to connect directly to mobile devices and therefore enable mobility methods such as locator ID separation, which in turn uses distributed directory system. It also provides real-time interactions like fog computing applications provide in real-time interaction between fog nodes rather than the batch processing employed in the cloud. By heterogeneity, actually fog nodes or end devices are designed by different manufacturers and thus come in different forms and need to be deployed according to their platforms. The fog has the ability to work on different platforms basically. By interoperability, fog components can interoperate and work with different domains and across different service providers. Support for online analytics and interplay with the cloud is another characteristic of fog. Fog is being basically it is placed between the cloud and end devices so that it can play a role in the absorption and processing of the data close to end devices. Now we will discuss some of the benefits of fog computing. Basically, fog computing expands the cloud computing model to the edge of the network. It uses similar resources just like how cloud is, like networking, computing, and storage. And also share many of the same mechanisms and attributes like virtualization, multi-tenancy, etc. By greater business agility, with the use of right tools, fog computing applications can be quickly deployed and developed and deployed. These applications can program the machine to work according to the customer needs, basically, thus achieving greater business agility. The fog has the ability to support real-time services like gaming, video streaming, etc. With low latency compared to cloud. Fog computing can provide distributed computing and storage resources to large and widely distributed applications, thus supporting scalability. By lower operating expense, it helps in saving network bandwidth by processing selected data locally instead of sending them to the cloud for analysis. Fog computing also allows the collaboration of different physical environments and infrastructures among multiple services, thus supporting flexibility and heterogeneity. The closeness of fog computing to end devices enables scaling the number of connected devices and services. Hence, it supports scalability. These are some of the comparison between cloud and the fog. In terms of latency, actually cloud computing is relatively higher in terms of latency, whereas fog computing is able to give a lesser latency, hence supporting real-time response. In terms of hardware, cloud computing is scalable in terms of storage and computing power, whereas fog computing is limited. Location of server nodes, cloud computing is in the internet, whereas in fog computing, it is on the edge of the local network. Distance between the client and the server is multiple hops in terms of cloud computing, whereas in a fog, it's one hop. In terms of security, cloud computing is much more secure when compared to fog computing, for which again you are supposed to define and add extra level of security since it is at the edge of the network. Deployment basically in a cloud computing it's centralized, whereas in a fog computing it's distributed. Cloud computing doesn't have location awareness, whereas fog computing should obviously be able to be location aware, since it would be supporting only the sensors or devices which are in its relative vicinity. Based on the limited resources of the fog, a communication protocol for fog computing needs to be efficient, lightweight, and customizable. So choosing the communication protocol depends on the application scenario of the fog. These are some of the challenges of fog with IoT. Scalability, complexity, dynamicity, heterogeneity, latency, security, resource management, and energy consumption, basically. Basically, the number of IoT devices is in the order of billions, which generates a huge amount of data and requires a huge amount of resources such as processing power and storage. So basically, fog servers should be able to support all these devices with adequate resources. The real challenge will be the capability to respond to the rapid growth of IoT devices and applications. Since there are many IoT devices and sensors designed by different manufacturers, choosing the optimal components is becoming very complicated, especially with different software and hardware configuration and personal requirements. In some cases, actually, applications with high security requirements require special hardware and protocols to function, which increases the difficulty of the operation, thus making fog computing complex. One of the important features of IoT devices is the ability to evolve and dynamically change their workflow composition. This challenge will alter the internal properties and performance of IoT devices. Handheld devices suffer from software and hardware aging, which will result in changing workflow behavior and device properties. Hence, fog nodes will need automatic and intelligent reconfiguration of the topological structure and assigned resources, thus being dynamic in terms of challenges against IoT. As we discussed about heterogeneity, basically there are many IoT devices and sensors which are designed by different manufacturers with various capabilities in communication, radio, sensors, computing power and storage. The management and coordination of networks like heterogeneous IoT devices and the selection of the appropriate resources will basically become a bigger challenge. Being able to interoperate and intercommunicate when you have a heterogeneous environment is a much bigger challenge to come up with a standard. Another challenge is the latency. Basically, one of the main reasons to replace the cloud with fog computing is providing low latency for time sensitive applications. There are many factors presenting a high latency of application or service performance on cloud computing platforms. The fog with high latency will lead to user dissatisfaction, and the basic essence for which we go for fog computing itself would be nullified if we are not able to reduce the latency. Although fog nodes will need to be protected by using the same policy, controls and procedures, and use of the same physical security and cyber security solutions, the fog environment itself is vulnerable and less secure than cloud computing. Existing security and privacy measures of cloud computing cannot be directly applied to the fog due to its mobility, heterogeneity, and large-scale geo-distribution. There are many research studies that have been going with cryptography and authentication to improve network security to protect against cyber attacks in fog computing itself. Basically, fog end devices are often network devices equipped with additional storage and computing power. It is difficult for such devices to manage the resource capacity of traditional servers. So basically, sensible management of resources and efficient operation is one of the key demands in fog computing environment. Since fog environment involves a large number of fog end devices, the computation is distributed and can be less energy efficient than the centralized cloud model of computation. So reducing energy consumed in fog computing is an important challenge that needs to be addressed. So these are some of the challenges in the fog. In continuation with the challenges, let us look at some of the open research issues like communication between the fog and the cloud. Since fog is an extension of the cloud being a central controller of fog servers that are deployed at different locations, selecting the appropriate communication between the fog and the cloud that ensures high performance and low latency of fog nodes is itself a open research issue. The cloud basically manages the applications and contents of the entire system. whereas fog only selectively localized applications are provisioned and synchronized with the cloud. With the dual functions of the cloud, the data delivery and update from the cloud to fog faces problems related to communication sessions created during the processing of fog nodes. This is one of the important research issue in the fog with cloud with IoT. The second one is communication between fog servers. Each fog server basically manages a pool of resources at different locations. Communication and collaboration between fog servers are necessary to maintain service provisioning and content delivery between them. If the communication efficiency is increased, the performance of the entire system will also be improved basically. The data transmission between fog servers face challenges that needs to be addressed. Like there can be service policies where fog servers are deployed at different locations with different entities to enable them to adapt to different policies defined by the owners. The data transmission between fog servers needs to consider connection features. And also the fog servers should be able to connect to each other using either wired or wireless connection over the internet. Talking about fog computing deployment, basically fog computing places additional computing and storage resources at the edge of the system to process local service requests quickly using local resources. Fog servers are deployed at different locations, needing them to adapt their services regarding management and maintenance costs. In addition, the network operator of a fog computing system needs to address the requirements of each IoT application and fog server collaboration. Parallel computation algorithm is another research area in the domain of fog with IoT. Optimization algorithms are typically time and resource consuming when applied on a large scale. Hence, parallel approaches are needed for the optimization process. Since fog computing provides computation resources to billions of IoT devices, using an efficient computation algorithm will be necessary to work with large scale IoT applications. Building a system with dynamic graph generation and partitioning at real time still needs more research, at least where the system has to adapt to dynamicity and large number of IoT components. Security is another very important research issue. Since fog computing will be supporting mobility, heterogeneity, and large-scale geo distribution, fog is also an appealing target for cyber attackers since the fog contains large volumes of sensitive data from both the cloud and IoT devices. to keep the perspective of cloud computing where it is centralized, you can actually put it within a firewall and protect it. Whereas you cannot try doing the same when it comes to a fog computing environment. End user privacy is another research area in the domain of fog with IoT. End user privacy basically is a significant issue that faces fog computing as fog nodes are closer to end users, which allows them to collect more sensitive data, including financial records, identity, usage of utilities, location, and others. Basically, as fog nodes are distributed in large areas, maintaining centralized control is very difficult, basically. Hence, protecting the privacy of user privacy in fog nodes is a challenging issue, which is an open research area. Some of the other research issues are location privacy preservation, basically. To give you an example, basically a wearable device uploads its collected data to a fog node, and the fog node further delivers the data or its summary to the cloud. So if this location information is leaked, the user has a high risk to be identified according to the fact that a anonymous user can be re-identified in the probability. See, since fog is distributed, if a person's data is being collected and transmitted, then I can at least narrow down that this person or this person with this device is geographically in this region, which is against the location privacy preservation of a user. Therefore, actually, the involvement of fog nodes, the global location privacy of an anonymous user is reduced to local location privacy. Hence, it is difficult to protect user location privacy, as the curious cloud can always learn the knowledge about the rough regions of users according to the geographic location of fog nodes. Now coming on to the next point, detection of rogue fog nodes and IoT devices. There can be corrupted fog nodes and IoT devices may pretend to be legitimate and coax users to connect to them. A rogue fog node may be deployed to broadcast rumors and fraud to the network, and they may also collude to manipulate the results of mobile crowd sensing. So you must be able to identify a rogue fog node or IoT device and forcibly remove it out of the network with some kind of a mechanism. This is there is supposed to be a dynamic and distributed environment, basically, which is able to identify or blacklist a rogue fog nodes and IoT devices. One method is reliable and strong anomaly intrusion detection systems for each fog node and IoT device. So this is one way in which the research is going on to decide upon a fog, rogue node in the fog or else IoT devices and blacklist them by an automatic process. Privacy exposure in data combination, basically. Some may be inherently sensitive, like data generated by a person's heart rate sensor. What this point means is there can be data which as different, maybe insensitive. When all this data are brought together, it might make sense or give semantics for a outside user. Like a patient buys some pills at a pharmacy and pays with a credit card. The sensitive information of the patient, the pharmacy has is limited if it does not have the personal information of the patient. Even it remembers the face and credit card number of the patient. But if the customer's information in local credit card center combines with the purchasing information of patient in the pharmacy is able to link the health status with the patient's identity. So both of this information together becomes a sensitive information about the patient, which is disclosed to the pharmacy, like identity, health status, living address, and telephone number. So effectively, though disjoint information might seem to be very insensitive or unharmful, when these information are combined together, it would make more sense to someone. So this kind of information, like all data being exposed, needs to be studied, and the combination of data should be taken care of such that it doesn't lead to any compromise in terms of user privacy. Decentralized and scalable secure infrastructure, when we talk about it, it is impossible to find a trusted leader to determine the trustworthiness of fog nodes. If there is no party to regulate network operations, network stability and service reliability are hard to be achieved because of the corruption of fog nodes. Traditional security mechanisms are quite inefficient in a decentralized and dynamic framework of fog computing. Each fog node has to authenticate the user's identities and delegate access right to each user before allowing them to access services. So effectively, research in this field aims to build a secure infrastructure in fog computing. One promising technique, like a blockchain, can help in keeping it decentralized and scalable and secure. So the other open research issues are, one is standardization. Let it be cloud or else fog. They do not conform to the standardized format of representation of data. Even the list of IoT cloud platforms that we discussed, they are not interoperable. There is no standardization of storage of data so that they can work interoperable. So basically standardization is a core component which may precisely be operated for growth of IoT centric applications. So standardization basically helps in improving the interoperability issue between different applications or systems and to perceive better competition among the developed products or services in the application level. And also security standards, communication standards and identification standards need to be evolved with the spread of IoT cloud technologies while designing emerging technologies at a horizontal equivalence. Heterogeneity is another research issue. Since IoT is a very complicated heterogeneous network platform, clouds are unable to interact with heterogeneous modules or communication technologies. Complexity among various type devices through various communication technologies shows the root behavior of network to be fraudulent and delayed. The management of connected objects by facilitating through collaborative work among different things and the administering them after providing addressing identification and optimization at the architectural and protocol levels is another serious research issue under study. Context awareness is an important research issue where computing technique needs to be used in better way to help decide what data needs to be processed. With billions of sensors enabled things are connected to the internet, it may not be feasible for the user group to handle all the data collected by the sensors. Like surrounding environment parameters and self-assessment may transfer the localized context to others while making a well-connected self-periphery aware IoT cloud ecosystem. When we talk about middleware, basically a middleware could provide a common platform to achieve the specified goals incorporating multi-localized modules within a tenant. Middleware paves the horizontal flow of information among the devices, protocols and applications with respect to itself. Applications will be performed over the whole data set and query be processed on the connected devices in a centralized manner. Basically, IoT clouds necessitate the incorporation of more number of middleware so that interoperation, efficient communication is able to be optimally done. IoT basically is envisaged to include an incredibly high number of nodes. All the attached devices and data should be retrievable, addressable. So basically the unique identity is a must for efficient point-to-point network configuration. IPv4 protocol identifies each node through a byte for IP address, but basically, as you would all know, IoT has been one of the primary factors due to which IPv6 has been envisaged. So basically IPv6 is a stronger contender. Some of the improved techniques to be allied with the current approach for addressing. Again, addressing can be geographical based addressing should also be supported, which basically means instead of me being able to explicitly address something with a IP address, I must be able to also address all sensors which are located in so on so uh, geographical region. Kindly report. By that, it must also be able to uh, provide me with geographical addressing so that querying is better and optimal. Energy management is another important research issue. System components such as IoT devices, network antennas, and other dependent passive modules, along with the core algorithms, should be able to readdress while indulging in harvesting of energy basically. Being able to actually effectively conserve and preserve energy, reduce retransmission, optimize amount of data that is being transferred. These are some of the aspects of energy management. Apart from that, actually there is also research that is going on in non-conventional source of energy harvesting like solar power, wind, thermal, biomass, and things like that for sensors which would be deployed so that they become uh, independent in terms of power harvesting. Fault tolerance is another very important research issue which is missed in many of the IoT cloud environment or platforms that we have studied. Fault tolerance level of the system should be kept very high so that despite technical error, the system should keep working. Hardware modules which might fail because of depleted battery or other reason must be provided with redundant ones which are able to take over when it is a critical application for which it is placed. Fault tolerance should also include to cover uh, generation of erroneous value by the sensors, some faulty calibration, and failure in communication. These are all some of the situations in which fault tolerance can be looked at as a research topic. Usage of multitude of communication protocol may increase the power consumption but always provides seamless connectivity, which basically means this is predominantly what is looked up like being able to provide Wi-Fi connectivity as well as Bluetooth or Zigbee. If one is not able to connect, then you can seamlessly communicate using other technologies of communication. So basically, proper calibration need to be done, which should also help in improved utilization of energy with better energy aware algorithms, better deployment procedures, which will also reduce fault tolerance. So with this, I come to the end of the presentation with almost most of the uh, research issues that are prevalent in fog and cloud with IoT is discussed. If you have any specific queries, you can kindly ask. Hello, am I audible? Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Dear participants, any queries?
Am I audible? Is it clear?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
If you have any queries, please ask. Someone has asked a question, Anantaram. Research area as cloud computing or cloud with IoT? See, again, it depends on what is your perspective on which you wish to. If you plan to emphasize upon the end devices and look at your research, then I would better suggest look at IoT and fog computing. If you wish to look at centralized processing as your emphasis of research, then you look at cloud computing. Does that answer your question? If anyone else has any question, please ask.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. We'd like to hear your lectures in the future too, sir. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, sir.
Thank you, madam. It's my pleasure to deliver a lecture on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes,
Good
madam.
afternoon to all the participants. Thank you very much, sir. If your session is concluded, then we'll move on to the next component in the FDP, sir.
Sure, madam. We can move ahead. If no one has any queries, we can move ahead.
Not able to hear you, sir.
We can move ahead with it, madam, if no one has any queries.
Yeah. Any of the participants are having any queries? Okay. So I think the participants are not having any queries. So we'll move on to the next component in the FTP program. Now, Dr. Gauri Ganesh sir will be conducting an evaluation test. He'll be giving you instructions. But before that, I just want to say that now the technical sessions were scheduled till today. So from Monday onwards, we will be having the demo videos. We'll be dispatching demo videos to you. And also we'll be giving you case studies as and when the resource persons are going to give us the case studies, because case studies will be related to whatever sessions they have taken. So we'll be giving you the case studies, we'll be giving you the recordings, we'll be giving you the PPTs. So please be a part of the WhatsApp group. Do not exit the WhatsApp group. Though the technical session is going to end today and the Zoom link will no longer be active for the group, but the WhatsApp group has to be active because we are going to dispatch the demo videos and we are going to give you the remaining material. And by the end of next week, whatever case studies we are giving, you people can team or people can individually submit. After next week, we'll be giving you issuing the e-certificate, AICTE sponsored e-certificate. Okay. So my only request to you all is please take the test. Don't log off now. Please take the test. Do whatever. Already told you, there is no concept of pass or fail. It is just whatever you have learned. You are just trying to test and see whether you are able to reflect it. That's all. Just take the test and please be a part of the WhatsApp group. That is very important. Nobody should leave unless and until we issue the e-certificate, because till then we'll be dispatching the material, e-material that is related to the FTP will be dispatched in the WhatsApp group, because that's the only way we can go in for group communication. Okay. Any doubts from the participants regarding this? Yes, any doubts regarding, because some of you were asking in the group, what about the PPTs? What about the recordings? Recordings will be given to you, PPTs will be sent to you as and when we get from the resource persons. We are in the process of collecting them. As and when we get, we'll be dispatching in the group, WhatsApp group. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Any doubts you can tell, because if you're having a delay, technical delay, maybe it will take 2 minutes for you to respond. Yeah, your participants can unmute and raise queries. If you are having any queries regarding the completion, the testing procedure, the attendance, or the certificate. Yeah, somebody has raised. Please share the feedback attendance test link. Yes. You're all in a hurry. Feedback is already sent. Feedback form is already sent. Because you have been with us for 5 days, so we just want some interaction from your side also. This is the only way we can interact online. So this is the only platform through which we can interact. Any queries regarding the certificate, etc.? All of you are eager to take the test. Yeah, you want me to share the feedback form again? Yeah, sir, please share the feedback form again. Yeah, they'll be sharing the feedback form again. No queries? Then we will move on to the testing component. Anyway, thank you all for your active participation. It was a pleasure to have you all. Of course, there were a few technical issues, but I thank you for tolerating all of them, and I thank you for taking actively participating, and please show the same participation in the testing and also in being a part of the WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah. Sir, Gauri sir.
Shall we go for the quiz, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You can initiate the testing process, sir.
Okay, ma'am. So actually, participants, actually, you will be able to just now, just after my this initial information that I'm going to give. This is just a Google Form. You will be having the multiple choice questions in this URL. Once if you join this URL, you will be able to answer the questions regarding your information about your name, mail, and all those things. And if you click on the next, you will be going to the next section of quiz, where in which you will be able to take up the test. And you can take up the test. So there is nothing to much to add. So most of the questions are from the whatever we had covered in the five, all these 1 week the complete SIM faculty development program. So it will be just uh, uh, recalling your thought process regarding the topics that have been covered in the FTP program. So this is the link for the quiz. Just you can attempt this quiz. Hope participants are able to see the quiz link. Anyone can put a message. Are you able to click on the quiz link?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, test link has been shared.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just share.
No, I'm just telling the participants, all the participants, test link has been shared. Please attempt it.